Hey guys, it's Eagle, and welcome back to another episode inside of the Nomifactory mod pack. In today's episode, we have a lot to do. I spent a lot of time off camera kind of working on some things. In the last episode, we talked about my power generation, and as you can see, things look a little bit different here. In order to keep up with the new power demands, I had to add another SNAD setup here, and I'm still not sure if this is going to be sufficient, but this is what we're going to have for the time being. I also got some different cables set up, and if you notice here, there's a little bit of a basement that I built. And this is where I've got the new power generation set up. I'm calling this thing the V8 engine just because it has like the 8 steam dynamos per side that are producing the power and the 4 steam dynamos that are producing the steam. I don't have this completely finished set up yet because I want to turn all 10 of these, or all 12 of these dynamos rather, into the hardened version. So we're going to use the hardened upgrade kits that take electrical steel and Invar, I believe, that are going to take these from producing 160 RF per tick all the way up to 240. Now, in order to accept all that power, these cables, these energetic conductive iron energy conduits are not going to be sufficient. That is why we started making some energetic alloy, because we'll be able to turn those into the energetic alloy cable, and it will 4x the amount of power throughput per cable. So that's what we're going to need to get all of that power out and into the new energy converter and battery buffer that we're going to build, and we're going to go for the 16x variant. This is just going to be so we can run the EBF hopefully non-stop. I'm not really sure yet, but I should be able to run the EBF no problem. Per the math, we would be producing almost quadruple what we would need to keep this thing running at any given time. But the reason we need that much more power is because I'm going to be generating a lot of materials using a lot of different machines, and I'm going to go ahead and show you in the creative test world that I have of the setup I have that's going to be converting cobblestone into all the aluminum, silicone, lithium dust that we're going to need to progress us into the medium voltage age. Back into the creative test world, you can see I have the testing that I was doing here with the V8 engine that I'm calling, with the energetic alloy energy conduit into the 16 amp energy converter. So it is filling this thing up very fast, and we see that we are actually generating more power than we are using currently, which is good because I have everything that we're gonna have set up already connected to it. So this is the setup that's going to be converting the cobblestone into the dust and some of the other byproducts that we're going to need. One of which, we got a couple different ways we're going to have this set up. One, we're going to create a backlog of clay because we're going to need that to make the polymer clay for the simulating resources portion that we talked about in the last episode. And secondly, we're going to need an extra amount of sand to convert that into glass and then to electrolyze that into nether quartz, because this is what we're going to eventually be using to combine with to make the resonant ender. That's going to be the final process. We aren't quite there yet, but for the time being, this is kind of how this top part is not necessary. So we're just going to need this bottom 3 layers here to create all of these dusts here, being the sodium, lithium, silicone, and aluminum. So I have this whole power set up here, powering all this. I know it's very messy right now. I've tried making it as compact as possible. I do see a couple ways where I can make it better, but for the time being, this is probably as compact as we're going to get. But we also have all of the power going into the EBF as well, which, as far as I can tell, is working has no problems and has enough power. So it's able to get all these things powered without any problems. So that's kind of just what I've been testing here in this world, making sure that this is able to support all of this and then some, which it can. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So let's just hop back into the world. All right, and we're back into the world. And the first thing that I'm doing here is I'm making myself a little bit more steel so that we can convert it using the silicone into electrical steel, because we're going to need 12 blocks of that electrical steel to make the hardened energy upgrade kits for our 12 dynamos down there. So that's just going to be something that we're passively doing in the background here. First thing we're going to want to do to kind of get this rocking and rolling is we're going to get this power set up and running so that we can continue to run the EBF, because right now it is idle, which we obviously do not want to be happening. So we are going to grab our energy converter and our 4x battery buffer once we make the new ones. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Do I have, okay, battery buffer. I have the 16x battery buffer. Do we have the energy converter? We do not, but we got to start with this. Battery buffer. Okay. So we're just going to need an LV machine hole. Okay. Need some tin cable. LV machine hole. Cool. Now, we need a chest and the 16x tin cable, which I am fairly certain that I had crafted in the previous episode. Yep, here it is. Let's also grab the chest and put those in here. There we go. We got our 16x battery buffer. However, we are still going to need the 16x energy converter. Let's find that, the LV 16 amp energy converter. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. This takes a decent amount of stuff. So let's go ahead and make our machine hole again. Looks like this is going to take a little bit of crafting and some more red alloy making. So I will be back to you once I have all the stuff we're going to need to make this. Okay. Now all we have to do is cover this cable in some rubber sheets, and now we have everything we need to make the 16 amp LV energy converter. Awesome. So that gives us the LV energy converter and the battery buffer. Very, very cool. Now, the big question becomes, I actually have the batteries I need for this. So I need to figure out, I think I might need to make the energetic alloy energy conduits first. And if you can tell, I already made a couple stacks of that. So we should be able to make that. And I think all it takes is the conductive iron energy conduit, energetic alloy wires, I believe, and then some conduit binders. So we should have everything we need for that. But I want to see if I can turn on the EBF. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like we're good there. So with the current setup, it can run it, but I'm not producing enough to keep it going at all times, right? That sound right? I mean, as of right now, it seems like it's doing an all right job. If it's the only thing running, I think it's not a big deal. Because these are fine. Oh, okay, so it's actually, yeah, it's still taking power from these, as you can tell. So it was backed up all the way to the steam dynamos and taking power from them. So yeah, it is still using more than we're providing, which I don't quite understand, because we should be saturating this cable with 512 FE per tick, which should be exactly 128 EU per tick that we're able to generate, but I'm not sure. It still doesn't make sense to me, because that is exactly, if it's saturating the cable, which I know that it is, it should be producing exactly 128 or one amp of MV, but for some reason it still uses more. I don't quite understand it. So if anyone has any anything that I'm missing there, please let me know, because I am confused as to why it can't run that continuously. But whatever. Anyway, let's figure out what we're gonna do here. Let's I guess we can just take these out. Okay. And let's take the battery buffer and the energy converter, and let's take them and put the LV side, and we're gonna need our wrench. Okay, let's get the wrench. Make the top, the output, very good. Input 2048, perfect. Okay, and the battery buffer. And then we want the output out the back. Very good. And should Fill up those batteries. Okay, so this can accept 2048 FE. I believe it's per open face here. So I can theoretically have the two lines, so this line and the other side, into different parts. So I'll probably go into the bottom and then the same side that it's on now. I can just have it split right here. So I guess the next thing I have to do is make myself some energetic alloy cable. Let's see what we need for that. I think it's the wire. Let's check the quest book, actually. Here it is. So let's collect these quests. Okay, energetic alloy, energy conduits. Da-da. Okay, so I can make them in the assembling machine. This is the recipe without it. Not too bad. It's the same thing. It just takes... You get one extra. Oh, so we're definitely going to want to do this. So let's get ourselves some conductive iron energy conduits. And conduit binder, energetic alloy wire. So let's make some wire, because I know we don't have any yet. Let's put this program circuit back down to 1. And let's just make... Let's make a whole stack of it. Whatever. This stuff's not that hard to make. I mean, it's not easy to make, but I did some crafting off camera that made it not so bad. Got the conduit binder as well. And let's go ahead and fill up our battery buffer with the other 12 that I made. I made these a while ago, but not too bad. So looks like they're pretty much sustaining right now. Okay. Yeah, they're pretty much sustaining. Yeah, see, it's getting 512 RF. It was getting exactly saturated. Again, further confusing me as to why it is that the EBF cannot run nonstop. So, not sure. Because there shouldn't be any energy loss through the cable. And it's getting the correct amount of amperage. Otherwise, it wouldn't even start. Okay. Whatever, not a big deal. We're still figuring out. We're still working on it. And let's let this go. While this is going, I wanted to talk about something regarding the channel so far. I am having a lot of fun playing this pack. I really am. However, it does seem like it's kind of slowing down a little bit in terms of like how much you guys are enjoying it. If I'm wrong, correct me. But that's just kind of what the numbers are telling me. Now, that doesn't mean I want to stop doing this pack. I definitely do not want to stop doing that. However, I was thinking about maybe potentially starting either another mod pack, something that's not quite as complicated. Maybe it doesn't even involve Greg Tech. I know that's like sacrilege amongst Greg Tech players, but hey, I'm wanting to play a lot of different things on this channel, even stuff that's not Minecraft. I have a lot of different ideas for a lot of different other games as well. So I think now would be a good time to kind of start experimenting with doing some other games and or other mod packs. But I don't want to give up on Greg Tech. It is something that I really very much do enjoy. I love the challenge, and that's kind of the theme that I want with this channel. I like doing the hard stuff. A lot of my content, I have a feeling, will revolve around modding. I have some ideas for some other games that can be heavily modded. You can do with that what you will, but I just kind of wanted to get your guys' thoughts on if that's something that you would be interested in. If not, no big deal. I'm still going to be posting this pack as often as I can, and then trying to put in some other supplementary videos regarding other things. So you're not going to be missing out on Nomifactory and or Greg Tech related content. But I will also be uploading some other things, I believe. I don't know when that's going to start. I think it's just going to kind of come when inspiration comes. But that's kind of the idea that I got going. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, and this is kind of related to this pack and this playthrough in general. I don't know if any of you guys have been paying attention to the modded scene, but there is a 1.20 up version of Nomifactory that's being ported to the newer versions of Minecraft, and I think that is really, really cool. And I know for a fact I'm going to want to play that when it is more completed. I think right now they have it already built out past where I am right now, but I have really deeply considered starting over on that version of the pack. But I think I'm going to end up waiting for the official release or some kind of beta version that's more stable and more playable, because I think right now it's still an alpha. But yeah, there is a Nomifactory modern version coming out that I really do want to play on. And I just wanted your guys' opinion if you guys would care if I not started over. Obviously, I'd be much quicker at getting to this point in the newer version since I've done it now once before. But I just wanted to see what you guys' thoughts are on that, or if that's not something that you guys are interested in. That's enough yapping for me right now. I guess we can go ahead and get back into crafting these energetic alloy energy conduits. But anyway, yeah, just leave your comments down below and kind of let me know what you guys think on what I talked about here. All right, now that we have our energetic alloy wires done, all that's left to do is to collect ourselves some of this conductive iron energy conduit and set it into the assembler. So I think, so this goes all the way up to our DML setup. So we're just going to kind of take what we can for right now, and we'll deal with that when we need to. One thing I will say with Ender.io, oh Lord, okay, I was stuck. One thing that I do like about Ender.io conduits is how they can occupy the same block space. I just think that is so cool. So I'm excited. I almost just died. But yeah, let's just collect all these conduits, and one of these makes 4 of the new ones. So 13, will turn into 4x that, 52, I guess would be that what that number is. But so let's go into, let's just get a 14th. I don't know if these work together, but we'll see. So let's just go into the assembling machine. Now let's see. Use in the assembler. It needs to be, doesn't have a circuit, so it just needs conduit binder and energetic alloy. Okay, conduit binder, energetic alloy, and conduit binder. And let's just watch this thing work. Very cool. So we'll let that thing go for right now. It shouldn't take too long. While we're doing that, let's get this set up, the item conduits set up in a way that's going to be a little bit better. I made some elevators. I have them in a chest, so I don't have to have stairs down here. But I made elevators to use to get up and down into the basement. And I've decided with that setup I showed earlier with a lot of machines, I'm going to do that down in the basement because I just don't know where I want to put it in here that's going to be, decent. And if I have it down here next to the power, very easy to just run all the power down here anyway. So that's how we're going to have that done. Oh, there's some more over here. Very cool. So yeah, we're going to kind of fill this in and get the item conduit situation set up because we do need to get fuel into all of our steam dynamos. Okay, don't need that. Don't need items going into that. Do need items going into that. Okay. And I'm thinking we'll have it run down here. We'll just have it run down straight this way. This shouldn't be too bad then. Don't need that, don't need that. Okay, so we have all that going in. The item line needs to be one line. And that should be filling up. Once I turn these to always active, what do I have this set to? Extract. It's taking them somewhere. Who's getting them? So it's going in here. Where? Oh, there they go. This one is not still. Is this going to start getting it? Do I need to? I think I need to set the round robin. Yeah, I need to set all these to round robin so they all equally get them. because otherwise it's not gonna, it's just gonna try to fill up this first one. And we're never gonna get any. So all of these active with round robin. This is getting it. This is getting some. All right, very cool. So that's one part of it done. So now I guess we can see if our energetic alloy is done. We're gonna cut this out too, because this is gonna be the two ways we're gonna input the power. We are gonna need to split these lines up to get the maximum throughput. Okay, so we have 32. And what was the limiting factor? Conduit binder. Okay, so we didn't have any conduit binder. We didn't have enough. I know we had a lot somewhere. It might be in a chest over there, but I don't think we're gonna need it. This should be plenty. So we need, let's just get these set up this way first. Man, these cables are janky right now. Okay, so let's energy cable, energy cable, energy cable, energy cable. And we want those to be extracting. Okay, very cool. So this is a line, and we can have it run this one. Have it run this one straight into the bottom. I think we'll be fine. Let's see. Very cool. Okay, so there's one line completed. Let's make sure that this is inserting. Very cool. Let's see, is it getting any power? It is very much getting power. It got a lot of it very quickly. It's dumping it out, but now it's full. Okay, let's see. I love how the vacuum chest just like grabs everything. Okay, so we are. Oh, we need to see. Oh no, export up. What did I do? Uh-oh. Why won't it work now? No, don't do this to me. Oh, wrong wrench. That would explain it. Okay. So it's backing up because all my batteries are already full. I let them run for a while, so they're full there. I think may as well just keep running more aluminum in here. I think it actually just finished, so it's only been down for a second. So very nice. We can have this thing running again. One thing I noticed is the EBF doesn't have the cool bloom effect when you have shaders on. If you notice the thumbnail for the last video, I actually took a screenshot of the EBF without shaders and one with shaders, and I overlaid it together. I don't know, I just thought it was cool, so I was like, I want to have that in the thumbnail. So that's how I did that. It did take a little bit of work to get it done that way. Now, I want to have the other energetic alloy cable line coming down here, and then it's going to go this way and then through here. So that shouldn't be too bad. So let's go ahead and get that rocking. Very cool. Very nice. Okay, now all we need is to take the wrench, make sure that they're exporting. They have full power already. And then we want to grab out to here. I want to disconnect these. Is that right? Disconnect these and then up top. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Disconnect those. And then run it into the back. Disconnect these because we want them both to be full 2048 lines. Insert. Insert. Very cool. So it should be getting a load of power here now. So we have the lines all set up. Now the only thing that I have left that I want to do is to convert all 12 of these dynamos to the hardened variants, because I actually think the upgrade after the hardened's a little bit easier to do. I think it's, I don't know, the ingot's a little bit better. Invert a little bit more annoying to get than the gold and silver alloy. I forget what it's called now, but that's very cool. I'm gonna take a second and kind of get some things cleaned up around here, and then we will have a basically a basement setup. So I'm gonna take a second to clean up this little spot right here, and then I'll be back. Okay, and now we have this area cleaned up, and wow, it is so much cleaner now not having the dynamos up here, but instead down in the basement. And we also added these elevators. I love this mod. I think this is so cool. You just stand on top of the elevator block and then hit shift, and then you go down if you hit shift, and if you hit space, you go up. So basically just teleports you. So now we have this cool basement that's separated from the upstairs area. Down here is where I'm planning on building that other setup, and hopefully we can get some of that rocking today. But one thing I do want to do still is upgrade all of these dynamos to the hardened variants. So I have this hardened upgrade kit, and the recipe for it takes a lot of Invar. It's going to take 48 Invar plates and 48 Invar gears and 12 blocks of electrical steel. So you do the math on that. That's quite a bit of materials. However, I already did the liberty of getting the 12 blocks of electrical steel, and we actually already have enough Invar plates. I don't know when I batch crafted so many of them, but I checked our storage system, and right here you can see up in the top left, I have 98 of them. So I have enough. I don't know when I made these or what I made them for, but all that needs to get done now is to craft the 48 Invar gears, which I'm currently doing by putting them into the extractor and melting them. Oh, don't have power. What did I do? I forgot I did this. Wait a minute. How is the... Hold on. I'm perplexed. So this isn't connected. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, ladies and gentlemen, we have a mystery on our hands. We have a low voltage 16x battery buffer with full power that you can see here is not inputting power anywhere. Okay, there's no cables or anything connected to it. However, I have been running this electric blast furnace this entire time. Okay, now it needs more energy. But like, when? Like, when did that happen? Because that's made a lot of aluminum since then. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea. This might burn the cable up. I hadn't gotten the cables that I wanted yet, so this very well could burn this cable. Just be aware of that. I'm thinking it's very possible. So, and it burnt that cable. Okay, so that is what happened. It burnt the cable. So there was a cable here originally. So we need to get the 16x cable, or I just need to take out some of these batteries. So I'm not really sure, but anyway, I'm gonna have to do some fiddling and figure out how I'm gonna melt these Invar ingots and get the 48 Invar gears that we're gonna need today. So it's gonna take me a little bit to figure this out, and it might take a lot of conductive iron. So we'll see. I'll be back to you whenever I've figured this out. And I made a couple more stacks of conductive iron, cleaned this cable wiring up a little bit, and I, again, am not sure if this is the best way to do this. However, it's the way that seems to work right now. So I made one 16x conductive iron energy cable going into the battery buffer. So it's taking 16, then 8, then 4. And this 4 is going all the way to our EBF, which is the right amount of power that it needs. It needs 4 amp LV, which converts to 1 amp NV in the machine. All these it goes from 16 to 8 to 4 as well with all of these machines. So that's also something that we're going to need. However, I might make a 16x here and then bring it down to the floor, and that's the line that I'll bring underground down here to power our other setup. So I'll probably have another 16x line right here, taking an 8x line all the way down into this area down here. But yeah, I made 2 stacks of conductive iron ingots, and I'm slowly turning these into 4x just because I feel like that's a decent, you know, decent wire to work with. So not too bad. Next, again, I'm still waiting on getting all of the Invar that we need to make the 48 gears, because it takes a lot more than I thought. So I just wanted to kind of get back in here and let you guys know what I am doing. And again, I'll just be back once I have those gears done. And the gears are done, and we can get down to business and craft these hardened upgrade kits. So, as you can see here, it takes 4 gears, 4 plates, and a block of electrical steel. And in theory, I should have everything I need to make 12 of those. We actually have a little bit extra, which I'm never going to complain about. But hey, we have 12 hardened upgrade kits, and I think the next step now is to go ahead and down in the basement and go ahead and plop these things on. You'll notice a little bit of a change in these visually here. Cool, very nice. And this is just going to upgrade them in pretty much every capacity. I'm just going to make our lives a little bit easier. Theoretically, this should be giving us the ability to maybe split off these battery buffers into, 2 8x ones instead of 1 16x, just in different parts around the base. I'll do the math later and I'll figure out exactly how much of this we are able to produce. But yeah, at the current moment in time, it's not producing max because it is filling up, which is one thing I've noticed about these. I think there's some kind of augment that will stop that from happening. But we are keeping these filled with steam, and we are producing more power than we are currently using. Again, I don't know if that's because this isn't currently working. It seems like that's going to be part of the problem. But I was actually just doing something like that. I was getting some more clay dust to make some more aluminum. That setup will be automated. However, I don't believe that I'm going to have enough time in today's episode to do that. So, unfortunately, yeah, I'm not going to be able to automate the clay dust setup. I will have that done in between episodes. I showed you how it's going to be set up earlier in today's episode, and I'll walk you through what I end up with at the start of next episode. So I'm going to leave it there, and I think that's where I'm going to close this episode off. If you guys have any suggestions with the conversation that I had earlier about the future of this channel, please let me know down in the comments. If you have any suggestions on mod packs I could play in the interim to kind of keep this fresh so I'm not grinding myself down too much. And I feel like it could be interesting to have some other stuff done in the middle of this pack. Other than that, if you liked today's episode, it was a different one today. Didn't get a whole lot done, but we got some very important steps completed that we needed to get completed. But we're going to have some of these episodes in a pack like this because that's just the way it's designed, unfortunately. So if you liked it, hit the like button. And if you want to see more and you want to continue to see me upload and try new things with this channel, hit the subscribe button. So that's all I got. Got some tidying up to do before next episode, but that's been Eagle. Peace.